some of the top trends that we're seeing in the industry, and you know, we see this across multiple service, not only service industries, but also industries that have a product to deliver as well. And you know, just some of the key things we're seeing. You know, service tech mobility solutions are not just for the big guys anymore. I've been involved, for example, I was involved with the when American Standard automated their techs, and that's obviously very big. You know, and it was a pretty monumental project, but it was you know, something that you know, had some pretty quick return on investment. A few years ago, it was only the big guys who were doing this, but with software and hardware prices coming down, and also with specialized technology financing companies who actually focus on mobility projects, small and medium-sized companies are doing this now with ease, and doing it to the rate that they've never done that in the past. The investment doesn't have to be a CapEx, for example. It can be a managed service, and the bill could be similar to what your cell phone bill is, monthly, you know, per employee type expense. And of course, you know, as we mentioned, customers are expecting real-time connectivity and really more accurate service time windows and more professional and automated looking contracts and invoices. And that's one of the key advantages that an automated system can provide to you. Field service, sales, contract work, management applications, email, Outlook, calendar access, GPS tracking, messaging, they can all be done on one device now with one piece of software that controls all that business logic plus the business logic associated with your specific operation. Differentiation from the competition. Of course, you need faster and more professional service. Customers want value and service, and they become much more tech savvy, as we mentioned. Customers are gravitating toward those service companies that can provide better time windows. Instead of an 8 to 5, for example, for service, they want it down to you know, within the hour or within even the half hour. So what about visibility? Where are your trucks? Why did this customer require a 3-hour visit versus half an hour or 45 minutes for the same type of service provided to another customer? Are some of your reps spending more time at certain stops than others? These are some of the things that GPS technology in a mobility solution along with geofencing can provide to you quite readily. What about part shortages? How much are you spending on not being able to know where all of your parts are, or are they disappearing? Now you have real-time access to where all your parts are. You'll know exactly where they went and where they are, and you can do real-time inventory. Nowadays, green initiatives is very important across your customer base, and also, you know, certain regulatory type of environments. So that's something to keep in mind as well. And that can help increase, you know, customer service contracts, do the cross-selling of services, schedule, you know, preventative maintenance visits out into the future, for example. So companies really need to find ways to work more efficiently, as we mentioned, more for less nowadays. Okay.
That.
Yeah. Next slide. So some of the considerations to take a look at when deploying a field mobility strategy, and I won't go through all these. These are just a couple to take a look at, and there's actually more than this. But for service level agreements for commercial accounts, you know, you're talking about your B2B customers. A lot of them have higher expectations today than they did in the past. Service companies need to have real-time access to inventory, ordering of parts, invoicing on site. Are you meeting the time frames and service levels outlined in your agreement with them? What about your scheduling, your dispatching, and your routing? Are those as efficient as they can be? And the more efficient those become, the greater your savings in fuel costs will become. And those savings can easily outweigh the cost associated with a real-time mobility solution.
I have a customer, Kevin, who told me that due to the inventory management and control of their vans, that they have seen a 21% increase in repairs on the first visit. So,
and that's not out of the ordinary, and
right.
You know, a lot of these parts are just very expensive parts, as everyone knows, and being able to keep track of those parts in addition to these other features and benefits is obviously a strong consideration and a real quick return on investment. Right. And then, of course, durability of what your techs need. Depending on what you're going to be doing with the device, the level of business logic, how interactive is your tech going to be with the device? Is he printing? Is he accepting a credit card? Does it have a mag stripe reader? Those questions become more important. How much time do you have to babysit a mobility system if the platform is constantly changing versus how much time do you want to you know, do those all-important customer-facing activities? So those are just some of the...
Would you be able to speak to this? I have some people who are concerned that they don't want to deploy the whole field mobility system. They might want to just do 2 or 3 of those items you were just talking about.
And certainly, and if you're talking about you know, just automating certain business functions, that can be controlled via the software, and the software that we're talking about is pretty much flag enabled, so that you can turn on certain functions and turn off other functions. So you can actually have a phased approach when you're implementing the system, so that you're not burdening your techs with too much to learn at once. If that's the way to implement the project. So that you can have a phased approach, do a handful now, do a handful next month, and go through it that way. That obviously keeps the training down to a minimum, but that's certainly, yeah, Lynn, that's certainly one option to do it.
Kevin, just one other question. You had mentioned on the beginning there that, you know, for commercial accounts, there's a lot of service level agreements, SLAs. And are you finding, though, that customers at residential, their expectations have changed as well?
They really have changed dramatically. Very few of our customers, and I include all of us, are, you know, at home during the day for the entire day. I mean, you know, for the folks I work with, the companies I work with, it's a luxury to be able to say, you know, we'll be there between 8 and 5 or even 8 and noon. And what's key is that, and important is that the software nowadays can control that through dynamic routing and scheduling, so that the software automatically knows which tech is, where each tech is, where the service technician can be at a certain time, and then also even track things like traffic. Is a service stop running longer than it should, or running longer than anticipated? Is there going to be a delay with the next customer stop? And all those things can be taken in consideration nowadays when you're putting those schedules together. And I know with this, I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I know I've seen a lot of HVAC techs running around our neighborhood in the past couple of weeks with this heat. And just the other day, I saw 3 trucks at a neighbor's house from the same company, and I thought that company could really benefit from a automated mobility solution.
Good point. Good point.